Hello everyone and welcome to another video review by Centipede Geek. Today we're going to review an L-Ray Network television series with the name of From Dusk Till Dawn, the series. We're going to talk about my thoughts and opinions upon episode 9 titled Boxman. Now if you've been keeping up with From Dusk Till Dawn, the series, just so you guys know, there will be spoilers in this video. If you've been keeping up, you know that our two Gecko brothers have finally made it to the part in the series, in the movie, if you've seen the movie, where they're finally in the Titty Twister bar, and now they're taking on the vampires, or the Calabras, however you say that word, and now they're taking on our famous, vampire characters, and that's pretty much the point in the story where we're at. We're in this temple, we're in this sort of this underground temple, and in this particular episode of the L-Ray Network television series, with the name of From Dusk Till Dawn, the series. In this episode, we actually have our two Gecko brothers going through a labyrinth. Now, not an actual labyrinth. If you didn't watch the episode, just so you know, it's not an actual labyrinth. It's more of a labyrinth of the mind, as they call it, where they were actually going through past experiences, previous, circumstances that they've already experienced and went through, and they're going through these things together, and instead of going through them the bad way the first time, they're going through them the good way. That way they can get through the labyrinth and get out of the, get out of the temple. That's pretty much the main gist for episode 9, titled Boxman, for From Dusk Till Dawn, the series, for the L-Ray Network television series. Overall, my thoughts and opinions and review of this episode, I loved this episode. I have to say, this series is building with a fantastic momentum. It's just so great. One of the best things about From Dusk Till Dawn, the series, in my opinion, the L-Ray Network television show, one of the best things is the overall concept of the show, the concept of this whole, the concept of the vampires, the Calabras, how they came to be. We've had several flashback scenes. Once again, we are doused with even more flashback scenes. The first time with a flashback scene of the fire, you have Seth Gecko's character, saying, but ever since I pulled you out of that fire, I felt like I've owed you something. Well, we end up finding out, like I said, major spoilers coming up, we end up finding out something majorly that develops the show even more, develops on the story, and develops on the overall concept. Major spoiler coming up, we find out that it seems as if my theory, and from what the episode told me, Richie Gecko may have killed their father. He's the one that, poured the gasoline liquid on his father and over the house, which caused the father to die, and then Seth Gecko had to pull him out of there because of what his brother, Richie Gecko, had done. So that's just another great thing that builds on our two characters, once again, building on the relationship concept between our characters of Seth and Gecko Richo, played by the actors of Zane Holtz and DJ Catrona. Overall, I love their relationship. Every time these two characters talk to each other, it's just great to see their character interactions, and the sequences they have together are just cool, just really cool stuff. It's added another interesting, sort of an interesting concept to the relationship. Now that Zane Holt's character, Richie Gecko, the Gecko brother, his character is now a vampire, Calabra, whatever you want to call him. Now that his character is now a vampire, it adds another interesting tweak to their relationship where they're both having to deal with this now. They're both having to deal with this new side. DJ Katrana's character, playing the character of Seth Gecko. Seth is having to deal with Richie seeing this new side of him. He doesn't know how to deal with it. He doesn't like it. So he's going to have to get used to it. And, Richie Gecko is going to have to, I guess, make Seth Gecko say, hey, this is me, and you're just going to have to get used to it. So, once again, another interesting concept in the L-Ray Network television series with the name of From Dusk Till Dawn, the series. Just a great episode in general. We have some great scenes also with Robert Patrick's character, the preacher character, and then Robert Patrick's daughter, I forget her name, but once again, she finally finds out what is actually going on, that she took pills, to commit suicide because of relationship problems, and he was speeding to the hospital actually to get her stomach pumped. We have that whole thing going on. His son has just actually got bit by a vampire, so once again, all the more tragedy and all the more turmoil, making for a very interesting watch. When a big twist happens in this episode also, we thought that our character of Jake Busey, playing, Professor Tanner, the Sex Machine character, we thought he was a good guy, just trying to help them out. We actually find out that he's sort of an obsessive freak, an obsessive weirdo, only in for his own self-obsessed devices. He actually wants to sacrifice Robert Patrick's character's daughter. He wants to sacrifice his daughter and sacrifice her to the servant's goddess. So that's once again some really cool stuff. There are some great, practical effects in this series. Some great, a mix of both practical effects and a mix of CGI also, making up, the benefits of the show in general. Overall, a great episode that I've really enjoyed. Best thing about the series, definitely, is probably the concept and then the overall relationship between our two main characters of Seth and Richie Gecko. I've really enjoyed the series. Next week is episode 10 of the Right Network television series, the season finale. I can't wait to see how the series is going to end. Once again, thanks for watching another video by Centipede Geek for my From Dusk Till Dawn the series review, episode 9 titled Boxman. Once again, thanks for watching another video by Centipede Geek. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to my page below, and I'll see you guys later with more videos.